Do you feel the vibes?
So for about, I'd say about half a week, I kept hearing about the fact that the Sixers don't have a chance at all in this playoff run because they're going against the mighty Boston Celtics. But last I saw, store VJ Max just opened up in game 2. Yeah. GNT Sportstalk, right back at it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Our IG family, thank y'all for tuning in. Our YouTube family, go ahead and flood the whatever what you want to call YouTube right now. Let's go ahead and flood the system. It's time to talk some Sixers and some Phillies. But the good thing is I'm not on this joint by myself. Bird gang in the building.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Straight from the Jersey Shore, but nevertheless, let's get it, baby.
Tone the promoter.
Yizzo, GNT Sports World, man. Buckle up, get ready for another episode, man. Enough of that, man. Let's get it.
Your boys in the building. It may be a little bit later than usual.
A lot later than usual.
Later.
Probably like, damn, they ain't having a show and they ain't even let us know. But that's because of the notice. That's because of the notice that you were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? You were supposed to let the people know. The way you said you was gonna let them know, that's all.
No, I want to hear that, man. This how we gonna start the show off, bro? Just like that. All right. Hey, Sean.
I was going to remind him, but I ain't want to implicate myself.
Hey, yo.
That's how we're going to start the show. All right. Sean, I see you. Here we come, pause. Don't believe everything you hear.
Whoa.
Hey, Sean, I put a pause in there for you, bro. Yeah, I got you covered. Man. You got nothing to worry about. Yeah, I got you covered. No worries. No worries. Okay. I appreciate you having fun on the toilet. Have yourself a good one. Enjoy yourself with the rest of the show. All right, look. So let's get into this conversation that we have right now when it comes to the 76ers and everything that's going on. Now, both Tone and Joel, I'm going to go ahead and just tell everybody, if there was anyone that was like a little, hesitant on seeing what the Sixers was going to do, it was those two guys. Not because they don't believe in the Sixers, but just because they just know how good Boston is, right? Then things happen, and game 1 happens. And there we go. The whole total collapse. Like, oh, God, this is what the whole entire series is going to be. But during our Chickies and Pete's episode that we had last week, VJ Edgecombe was one of the main guys that we talked about as a group, that if he steps up, the Sixers have a chance. And what happens in game 2? He stepped up. The Sixers won that game and won it kind of convincingly too. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the floodgates of conversation to y'all guys. What do y'all guys think about this Sixers squad being led by Maxey and VJ?
Man, so yeah, going into the series, of course, the way Boston played this year without Jason Tatum and Tatum joining that team, you know what I'm saying, late the midseason to, get in a little playoff run, playoff shape, and did that. And then, to me, they was just looking a little bit scary, like they was when they won the championship. And, given that we haven't had a starting lineup in there consistently, and, like, dang, of course, the big fella not playing. And it's just like, dang, we need all hands on deck, in my mind to, beat this Boston team. But, game one happened. And, of course, yeah, I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, I know Boston is good, but I'm like, dang, are they that good? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we just didn't, look like anything, like we had any fight. And I seen at the press conference after game one, Maxey said that Paul George was like, like they was playing like they wasn't playing for anything. Like it was just a normal game. Mind you, Sixers running around busting their butt, trying to, really get it done, make things happen. And he was just out there just playing basketball. You know what I mean? No effort really given. So he's like, we just can't show that. And game two, man, it was just a different element. They got jabbed. They got jabbed early in that game because they was up 13-10 at one point, and then Austin ran off like 16 straight. You know what I mean? So they hit him with an uppercut. You know what I mean? Left hook, but they never really stunned them guys, man. And then of course we opened up the show and we want to, give our thoughts on how VJ stepped up. And really played, a tremendous game. Second 20-year-old that had 30 and 10, second and Tim Duncan, man, what a class, to be in. And Allen Iverson the other day just said it, man. I don't know if they was on a podcast together, an interview, something like that, but he was like, the reason why VJ different, man, he was like, because he has what some of these players out here don't have. They might have the talent, but they don't have the dog. You know what I mean? And of course, he has both. And you know what I mean? You just seen it. You seen the game too, man. We seen the game too. He stepped up, he got to his spots. You know what I mean? That mid range was working, and then of course, he was hitting that tree ball. So you know what I mean? Everything was just working, man. Everything was working. And of course, Maxey going. We know what Maxey going to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, he could go over Winfrey out there, John. You know what I mean? But he gonna get that effort, and then when it's going to hit, it's going to hit for him. You know what I mean? Which it did at certain points in that game where those two just took over, man. And Boston really didn't have an answer. They ain't have an answer last night, man. Normally they do. You know what I mean? You see them getting hot. They obviously they live and die by the tray ball. You know what I mean? We see it. Like I said, we withstand their first left hook and ain't turned back. You know what I mean? After that, once they came back, and it was a very, very good effort. You know what I'm saying, by that team, man. How they didn't fold and run away like how normal teams that this team had in the past would do, man. But great effort, man. Great heart, man. They showed that Philly grit, man. Way to bring that thing back to Philly 1-1.
Just in case, before you answer, Joel, just want to answer my man's question. Life. My drug of choice is life, and live life more abundantly. Thank you, sir. And I'm happy we was able to oblige. Joel, what's your answer, bro?
Listen, man. I mean, obviously, I'm ecstatic being a 76ers fan on, how they showed up for game two. Game one was just brutal, disheartening, expected, but just the way, I mean, their shots wasn't going down. They were missing a lot of shots. They were going in and out in that game one. And then game two, man, I mean, it was a little scary seeing VJ go down and then him coming out that locker room and putting the effort that he put in getting that 30 and 10. And, like you said, Tim Duncan, but he's been, like the first rookie to do it since freaking Magic Johnson to have those numbers. So that was crazy for him to turn in that game. But all in all, man, like towards the end of the game to seal the deal where Maxey really took over and was showing the emotion and, having the back and forth with the crowd. That's exactly what we want to see out of this team. And I mean, look, man, after that first game, I wasn't looking forward to even having any type of series, but it coming back to Philly on Friday 1-1, we're gonna see what happens, man.
We wanted to steal one of those games, and usually the game to steal is usually the first one. You know what I mean? Kind of catch them off guard, trying to make them think that the game is going to be easy, and then they can try to pull off pause the hard win pause when it comes to like just this the beginning of the series is always the case, but to have them go ahead and take that that knockout punch that would have usually knocked out every other like young player in game one and step up the way that they did in game two and go ahead and and pull that game out of the hat the way that they did, it's commendable. It's definitely commendable. And it's something that VJ has that Philadelphia nature, man. Like you can see it in his grit. But go ahead, Joel.
Nah, man, I definitely agree. And I mean, I think the biggest thing is that, we all were, obviously looming the Joel injury, like Embiid, whether he's coming back, well, not injury, the medical condition he had and stuff like that. But and we weren't going to match up greatly with them. Game one showed that on the rebounding and, not having that big man down low, for defensive presence or rebounding. And we got outran. But, I mean, we flipped the script on that game too. And, I think, like for real, like it didn't look like Boston had an answer, man. I mean, their game level for that, their offensive game level for game two wasn't as sharp as game one, but I think, the Sixers is out there defending, making it, making contested shots, and making sure that, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't going, they just wasn't going to lay down, which is what I honestly, bro, I kind of expected them to go in there with the heads down and stuff like that. So for me, being a Sixers fan, man, I'm just proud of this team and what they were able to accomplish in game two.
I agree. And as Sean says here, if we get the big guy back in here, we stand a chance. They may actually stand a chance. I would say now, and I understand. It's the realistically, Boston has the better squad. They have, if you look at just the rosters themselves, I mean, they're very sound when it comes to defense, extremely motivated when it comes to getting rebounds, and they're coached extremely well. The problem that they have is if they ain't making no threes, they're going to lose. They're ride or die with the 3-pointer. And if you play great defense on them, now granted, Brown is going to go off. I mean, you already know. Tatum is going to get his. I mean, in all honesty, if there was like a comeback player of the year when it comes to just injury wise, it has to be Tatum. The way that he's able to the guy to get back and play the way that he is right now, he's kudos to him. But if you play good defense, especially to everybody else, and their game is nothing but 3-pointers, that's their game. That's how they won a championship. They just flooded everything when it comes to the 3-pointers. You know what I mean? If they can go ahead and just shut down everybody else, or at least slow them down, Jalen and Tatum, they're going to give you 50. That's just going to happen. How can you stop the other 70 from happening? You know what I mean? And I think that's what showed in this last game. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, no, like I was going to say that I agree with what Sean's saying as far as like, we get the big guy in there, we stand a chance, right? Yeah, he absolutely correct. But I think it comes with a circumstance. You know what I mean? Like we can't cater to him. He's going to have to cater to what's out on his ball court right now, where actually obviously he's getting the shots that he's getting, VJ getting the looks that he's getting, and PG is facilitating and doing what he does. Like Joel Embiid has to be that piece that fits in with the rest of these guys now, man. Not so much the other way around. And it has to be because of the in and out of the lineup. Like it just has to be. You know what I mean? But, I don't know if it's me, y'all, and I don't know if y'all peeped this, but it just all right. So remember, when obviously we was at Chicky and Pete's and Drummond hit the 3. If y'all go back and look at that play, look at Joel Embiid's reaction. Like it's not as enthusiastic, I'd say, as like the rest of the squad. You know what I mean? Was like everybody was going crazy. You know what I mean? And he did something. I was just looking at this dude like, yo, like to me, it was seeming as if it was like, it ain't that glorified because it ain't me. Like they're not celebrating me, or I'm the man. They should be like. Yeah, it took, like I said, man, it just something that didn't look right to me, and that's just my opinion, on that. But I'm tired of catering to him, as far as like this being his team. Like I seen a preview. I forget who it was who did something about. Oh, it was the boy Bubba Dub, the comedian Bubba Dub. Like the Sixers, their best player is out. Nah, man, no, I ain't agreeing with that no more. You know what I'm saying? That Joel Embiid is the best player on this Philadelphia 76ers team. No, I'm not gonna say that, man, because he ain't there. You know what I mean? He ain't there. So you gotta rock out with the guys that's there in the trenches with you. And like I said, if for the big fella to work, us standing a real chance, he can't be the focal point. I'm sorry.
You know what? He can actually be a benefit to the Sixers team officially, because the thing that keeps pissing me off is the fact that how easy that these guards or these small forwards can just get to the rack. They'll easily get to the rack. They're not afraid of Bona. They're not afraid of a Drummond when it comes to them just attacking the rack, just attacking it. And the one thing that Embiid will definitely go ahead and do is be that enforcer that's definitely needed, because the wings, when it comes to VJ, Paul, and definitely why is the name red and black hair? I don't know why. And Oubre, with those guys on the wings, they're going to play their defense. You know what I mean? They're going to have the outside taken care of, because all three of them play great defense. We just need somebody to just watch the basket. You know what I mean? When it comes to rebounds and it comes to just defending the basket. And I think that's the one thing that Embiid will definitely do better than the two centers that we have that's there now.
Yeah, but to Tone's point, I don't think it's even going to be like what we're expecting or what we would like him to do. I think he's going to clog up that 3-point area where Maxey and VJ be getting to work and stuff like that. And it's just frustrating at this point to see the capability of the team on how they won game 2, and knowing that if you drop them beat into the equation, that I don't think it would have been the same outcome. I think it would have been. I mean, towards the end there, it got a little hairy, man. We were down within what 5-4. There was climbing back before Maxey hit those back-to-back threes, and I think if Embiid was in the game, to Tone's point, just like like when the team was celebrating and Drummond hit that 3 in the play game, he there like kind of like happy, but not really happy for him because he's not the one out there getting the spotlight shined on him. And it's a problem, man. And I would look, man, if I'm bringing Embiid back at this point, I would look for bring him, hey, maybe start him, get like maybe 20, 25 minutes at the most, just specifically to be down low in the paint, to your point. But as far as like any type of game plan strategically built around him, I'm like, no, we running with these young guys, because don't forget, although Tatum has been playing well, he's just gotten back. These playoff games be like really crucial as far as like running up and down the floor. They really got they're going at a level 10. You know what I mean? Certain games during the season they playing at a 7, 8 maybe. When they need to, they'll turn it up during the end of the game. But from quarter 1 all the way through, especially if they're down or facing any type of adversity, they getting gassed. You see it like literally on the floor. So even though Tatum's back and he's playing well, I think if we could make it a running game with these young guys, like we stand a chance. And the other thing I was going to bring up to Tone's point, like yesterday was the first time, when they played. Sorry, when they played was like if you're looking at this team play, and you're a superstar free agent or somebody is looking to go to a team, this is exciting for me to be around VJ and Maxey and a veteran like Paul George, even how he handled the press conference and it was all, you just see it's just like works better. You know what I mean? And then you throw an Embiid into the equation where it's slowing it down and it's all about him and all those type of things. That is not really, and the frustrating part, whether you don't know if he's going to play 1 or 2 games per week or 1 or 2 games per month. So it's like not very appealing. But if I'm a superstar looking to get on a team, on a winning team, and I see what these young guys is doing, that's looking very attractive to me, as a destination. So that's the thing that I would say, like, you know what I mean? Like, where this looks like an exciting team, given that these 2 young guys are balling and you got some key pieces around them. And I think when you put an Embiid into the equation, it doesn't look as attractive.
Like, so what would say the Lakers, for example? What would the Lakers look like with Embiid there? I think the focus would still be with Luka. It would still be with LeBron. You know what I mean? Like
he would just that might actually be a good look for him because it ain't like Luka running and gunning all up and down the court. They would definitely slow it down. He takes his time, so that may be a spot for him. You know what I mean? That might work out for him the way he plays the game. I think they done with LeBron though after this year, but
hopefully you understand what I mean. It's like, like the focus wouldn't be straight Embiid all the time. You know what I mean? They would focus on the other stars.
What team would he be the focus on in the league? I mean, that ain't a contender. You know what I mean? Well, that's a contender, but
I'm just saying.
Listen, Larry, this is what I'm saying. I could care less. I'm worried about VJ, Maxey, the 76ers, and moving forward. I'm really trying to, like, I'm really struggling trying to find a spot here for Embiid. And seeing the way that we won on game 2 and knowing that if Embiid was on the floor, yeah, he's probably going to get his 20-25, but it's probably going to equal to a loss because now VJ wouldn't have got them threes up. Maxey wouldn't have got them shots up. And then you had these guys, really like Oubre playing defense down there, knocking down. He knocked down a 3. Like these guys, and the Grimes actually came through with 2 threes as well. Clutch when it was still like, going back and forth, to create that separation. But I mean, like I just think, like once he gets inserted into the lineup, is like you got to justify, giving him some plays and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, like I would definitely like him if he's on a team playing the role that we need him to play. But I just think, you know what I mean? You'll see he'll go down from 3-point line. The 3-point line is very rare that you see him go down low. Like, unless, the opposite teams on offense, that's the only time you really see him in the paint. He's down there because he's guarding the rim, whatever. But when it comes time to make it back up the floor, sometimes he's struggling, he's a little sluggish, and he wants to, turn into a guard. On the defensive side, he plays the center. When he goes to the offensive side, he wants to be a guard. And it's hard to get him down low. You know what I mean? So then now you got, all right, he's clogging up the middle because he's usually at the top of the key or to the left or the right. Now that's usually where VJ and Maxey are working out of. Now PG going to the corner. Kelly down low playing center because Embiid not there. You know what I mean? It just gets all out of sorts when the transitioning back from defense into offense. And you see it. Like if you go back and watch the game, Drummond going from paint to paint. You know what I mean? And even when Bona was there, he just going from paint to paint, trying to grab rebounds, even though they was getting out rebounded by these guys. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that where you know what I mean? You look at how we won and creating open shots, swinging the ball around. It was very refreshing to see us play that game and exciting. But you know, in the back of my mind, they already, he might be ready for game 4, game 5. I'm like, all right, yeah. But I'm kind of cool on that, man. I'd rather just see what these guys do, play with house money, make it a showcase, like I'm saying, because it's like, yo, make it a showcase to show these free agents that these young bulls can really ball. And we just need like one more solid piece and, you know, some guys that could grab some boards and play defense.
The power of them possibly getting a really good power forward. You know what I mean? If it feels like that's what they're missing. A really good power, a really good four that's going to get those rebounds. But that's okay. But the good thing is that, man, did they get that pick for this year when it comes to VJ? Did they get that pick 1,000% right?
Thank you, H. Bailey, for backing out and making the whole fuss about coming here. Because, man, you absolutely right on that. I looked at stat for stat, year over year, collectively all around. VJ checks all the boxes. Team player, wants to be great. You just see it, man. Like, you just see it in his face. Like, bro, y'all not messing with me. Even like the little gestures and stuff like that. It's subtle. It's not cocky. It's just confident. It's like, yeah, y'all see that. You know what I mean? Because he putting in the work.
Listen, man, you know, last night was kind of like full circle for them. I know like I said, I know game 1 happened. He struggled, you know what I mean? But man, his very first NBA game was at the Garden. Remember, he put up 30. But 30 plus. I think he put 30 plus. And you know what I mean? So like I said, they came back full circle for him because like now game 2, like man, you know, I know what it takes to play in this building. You know what I mean? The crowd is this way, the fans this way, the players, Pritchard be, you know what I mean, acting like he this little defensive demon, and so you know the other boy dude, White. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but look, he just took, like I said, he took his time, he picked his spots. You know, a star was born last night, man, for real, before our eyes, man. If we don't want to, you know what I'm saying, see it right now. But VJ, man, like you said, great pick, man. You know what I mean? I not saying I couldn't see Ace Belly doing that. I just couldn't probably see him doing that last night. You know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't have been that kind of performance maybe from him, you know what I mean, in that position if he would have, you know, chose to want to, you know, come play with Philly. But you just see it, man. Like, you see it with this dude, man. Like you said, he wants it. He wants it. So that's the kind of guys we need, who has talent like he does. And him and Maxey every night is a walking 30 ball, man, for sure.
Facts. And the crazy thing is, now granted, Tone, you're taller than me. And we're not going to talk about you, Joel. But Tone, you're definitely taller than me.
I'm right there.
Yeah, you're right there. You know, you can't even tell the difference between us. You know what I mean? Height-wise. Can't tell the difference. So, but like, Tone is tall, but he's not outrageously tall. You know, Tone's not like 6'7". You know, we're like 6'2", 6'3", right?
Right, yeah.
All right. Just in case a reminder, that's Tone with VJ.
So you know,
I know you was wondering where I was going with that, but that's Tone with VJ right there. Now,
I thought it was Embiid.
Yeah,
Embiid with VJ, but so you're looking at an individual that's right now, as you said, Tone, a star is definitely born. Now, the man is about your height, if not a smidge taller, but I say he was your height. So this man is about 6'3", right? 6'3", maybe 6'4". Right. But athleticism, off the charts. And then on top of all of that, the mentality is just crazy. And it works perfectly in this city. And it's funny because his mentality, in a little way, if you can imagine, also changed Maxey a little bit too. because Maxey became a whole lot more doggish this year compared to the years in the past. Years in the past, he was kind of happy, always laughing, joking, smiling, blah, 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 blah. Not saying that the hunger wasn't there, but he just wasn't displaying it the way he is. He's definitely doing it this year. Those two are dogs right now, man. And it's definitely showed up, and it definitely won the last game. But we saw it throughout the whole entire season. And then the correlation was this past game.
Right. I think somebody just tapped Maxie on the shoulder and said, bro, this is your team. Like, to keep it a beam. That's what I think happened. I think somebody just said, hey, had the conversation with him. You the one here. You the one showing up. You the one putting in the work. This is your team, bro. Take over. Like, ain't nothing stopping you. Ain't nobody on the floor that's stopping you. There's somebody that potentially that can come and play here and there that's great when he plays, and damn if you do, damn if you don't, kind of thing. And it's like, what he's supposed to take the back seat every time Embiid gets in the lineup. I think somebody just had the conversation with him and said, young man, take over. And that's what Maxey has done. And I definitely agree, having somebody there that's matching him. You know what I mean? You heard the stories of, hey, who's staying after the game, after practice to play one-on-one. VJ like, I'm here. Let's go. Let's get it. You know what I mean? So I just think having that someone reciprocate that same energy, putting in the same work ethic, and being there and matching that is just like, yo, all right, but I feel confident in, taking over the team, delivering a message, and at least I know I got my guy here that's going to rock with me. Because, I mean, you even heard VJ, he like, man, Maxie was just telling me, yo, just keep shooting. And that's what he did.
Yeah, man. They remind me of, like, you know who they are, man? They are Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum 2.0, man.
Okay.
When they used to get busy in Portland.
Yeah.
Both of them was putting up numbers. That's what these guys are. But I think they might be a little bit better.
That's a good comparison.
A little bit better. I just far as a guard.
Right.
From just a guard standpoint.
Yeah.
Both got busy. You hit the tray ball, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the main guy was the star, you know what I mean? Then you had the Robin sidekick who could get busy and be that guy, you know what I'm saying? And that's VJ, man. So, yeah, man, great tandem. We could be great, but, with Embiid, but he would have to be a totally different player.
We all know what he's capable of. We also know what he's capable of as well. That's getting hurt. So he's definitely capable of missing a whole bunch of games. But when he's healthy, he's capable of a whole lot. And this year is supposed to be the year of, yeah, you know what? Hurt for a whole lot of the season, but you're back in time. You got about like 15 games to get yourself right. No, this is the first time you're going to be healthy going into the postseason. Look at that, how things work out. Something still happens to him.
He's like, I think what I did hear before, man, I don't know if they trying to say this person was just doing clickbait or trying to hate. But they just said they think that guy is just a lot more beat up than what they even actually put out. You know what I mean? Like, he just can't. He just battled so many different injuries, even if it's current or pre-existing. He just, his body right now, he thought, you know how many surgeries and stuff that man had, how many times he's had surgery, and man, when it probably rain here in Philly, man, he'd probably be done. He probably don't even stay here.
Right. Just in case, let me see. So we're going to go ahead and change, and I'm sorry. Before I go ahead and just switch it up, any last words when it comes to the Sixers, especially when it comes to VJ and Maxey?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that great effort. Game 2. We just gonna have to see how they play at home. You know what I mean? See how they defend the home court. Boston, they're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We know it was a grit win last night. You know what I mean? We caught Boston slipping, and we never let them get up. So it's gonna take that. It's gonna take that effort every night to beat these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like that and plus more. You know what I mean? In my mind, obviously, playing with the team that we have out there, man. and it could be done. Like it's great that these next 2 games are at home. Game 3 is going to be telling for me. But if this team loses game 3, you know what I'm saying? But I just want the great effort, man. Like I said that, you know what I mean, before the game, I was like, I didn't think they would win game 2. To be honest with you, I ain't going to sit there and fraud. Like, I didn't think they'd win game 2, but what I wanted to see was just more fight, man. You know what I mean? More of a like, all right, these dudes is here to play some basketball. And they did that plus more last night. But game three, still up in the air for me, man. You know what I mean? I love my guys, though. You know what I'm saying? But we need that effort and that play every night, at least from 2 of the guys. You know what I mean? To get it done. Because we got a match, like you said, Tatum and Brown is good for they 50 plus. We need 2 guys that's going, you know what I mean, is going to match that. So definitely need that balance. But I still favor Boston. I ain't gonna lie. But I hope we get it done.
Yeah, man. For game 3, man, the one thing I'm definitely excited about is for VJ specifically to get that home playoff experience, like atmosphere, coming home for game 3. And I mean, listen, like if the stars can't align that much better for them, you know what I mean, where they're coming back tied up 1-1, listen, we're going to see what happens. But obviously, like Boston is going to be a tough out. They know they're going to obviously make adjustments. They're going to give them different looks on defense and stuff like that. So we're going to get their best shot on Friday. And if this team can pull it off, bro, if they pull off game 3, I very much strongly would agree that they could pull off the series, because game 3 is it, man. I think if we lose the series. If we win, we got a good chance. I would say that shit swings to 60-40, 60 still Boston. But I think it'll give us a 40% chance of coming back and winning the series if we win game 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we lose that, it's going to be like 80-10 or 80-20, 90-10. You know what I mean? If Boston win. But I think with the home crowd, the way they went over there to Boston and showed out with the home crowd, as long as they don't got the jitters, because I mean, you playing home and you want to perform, they get tight a little bit and the shot be like a little crazy, just because they got they just got that excitement built up. But if they can withstand that, man, and turn in a good game here at home and lock it down, you know what I mean, and get that extra excitement from the crowd, man, and get that game 3, I think it'll still be 60-40 Boston, but it gives us the best chance to win the series. So I'm excited for that, man.
I agree. Get the jitters out. That adrenaline's definitely going to be raging, especially when that Philly crowd is going to be around. And, if they can withstand the crazy push that Boston's going to do, because, their pride was hurt game 2. You know what I mean? They got something to go ahead and play for officially, because now it's like it's not going to be easy breezy for them no more. Like, they have to show up. It's a series now, and you can't just bypass the Sixers now. It's a series now, and once they get past that crazy push that Boston has, because it's going to show up, and that adrenaline, and just let the wave happen. That adrenaline, man, it's going to be great. But you're right. Game 3 is going to be crucial.
Yeah, and the one thing behind it, in back of their mind, whether regardless of what I think, Tone think, or you think, Larry, they know is a possible chance of Embiid coming back. So whether
Facts.
we think it's a negative, positive thing, you never know. So, you know what I mean? It's in back of their mind as well. If they, if somehow we pull off that victory in game 3, then they already talking about him possibly coming back for game 4. So if we automatically win game 3, it's definitely going to be a game 6. So, you know what I mean? At the very least, you know what I mean? If they ended up pulling off some victories. But I know they don't want to see that part of it, at least to my knowledge in the sports realm, you know what I mean? But to me, is another my point of view is totally different. But that's
MVP.
what they're saying.
MVP coming on his way back. You don't want to see that. That's the case. He's an MVP, regardless.
Yeah, they expect it for sure. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you said, it'll definitely be in the back of their mind. So this game 3, or even just these 2 games here in Philly, is huge. You know what I mean? Because losing 3 and 4, with a possibility, or let's just say he didn't play those 2 games, the possibility of him coming back game 5. Now y'all got to deal with him for the rest of the series, having to win the rest of it. So yeah, they got a lot. It's a lot riding on both teams, man. You know what I mean? For sure. More on us, obviously, because of not having a big fella in there. But like I said, man, if they could just come out with the effort, man. That's why I just in game 1, man, I think they just missed a lot of shots. You know what I mean? A lot of easy baskets. Shots wasn't falling. You know what I mean? Not that they were terrible game. You know what I mean? The shots wasn't falling. And you see what kind of game, what happened in the game where shots do fall. And they just playing collectively as a team, and everything was working. Everything was really working. Just need for that to continue. That's all, for sure. They need that to continue.
I thought they was playing with a double rim, bro.
Yeah,
kept going.
Yeah,
right out. I'm like, damn, that game 1 was, man. Oh man, I'm like, I can't believe I'm still watching this game, bro. Like, it was painful, very painful.
Yo,
shout out to Lil Miriam. Oh, no. Hold on, Tone. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Shout out to Lil Miriam. Pittsburgh draft starts tomorrow. You're going down there with your Bird game gear? Yeah, represent. Lil man, good to see you. And I have to do this. Since we was talking about the Philadelphia effect, being home effect, right? Just happened. Boom. The Flyers just officially won. Game 3.
When she
wham, baby, wham.
When she put Pittsburgh, I was like, wait a minute.
You see it right here. Let's go.
No.
They just pulled off
The win. After giving us
win.
the first goal, scored 3 more, then put 2 more in there.
Really, the only Flyers hat I got, too, for the record.
Uh-oh.
I gotta get that Martone jersey.
So we see right now that the Philadelphia Flyers, I mean, those boys are on fire right now.
Earlier too, when I looked at the score before we hopped on, I was doing some other stuff, but damn, that's crazy. It was what, 5-2?
Yeah,
5-2. 5-2. And they scored the. I'm sorry, yeah. I would say they scored the last goal like
it's probably
a minute left in the game.
Who, Pittsburgh?
No, the Flyers. Yeah,
they're probably going crazy down there in Broad Street.
It was like a minute and a half left in the third period, and they went ahead and scored that another 5th goal. So now that's the effect of Philly. Man, if they get the sweep over the Penguins,
they gonna be sick. Oh man,
they're gonna be sick. That's sick. They're gonna be sick.
They got the Penguin flu.
Ooh.
Man, as Sean just said, go Orange, go, man. So shout out. We don't always talk about the Flyers, but we always represent everything in Philadelphia. At least most of us do. Tone don't represent everybody in Philadelphia, but he definitely represents the Orange, the Phillies, as well as the Sixers. So shout out to these boys right here. Go Orange, go.
You know what was crazy? It was like, it's the first playoff game for Gritty too, the mascot.
Gritty.
That's right.
That's how long they haven't made the playoffs. I was like, it's a big night for Gritty. It's his playoff debut. I'm like, how the hell the mascot?
They got the dub.
Yeah, he probably going crazy too. It is a fire mascot too.
Yo, I love Gritty. And they're like,
Yeah.
I
Bro,
will have to say,
he's the closest. No, I ain't even try to show the hometown love. He's the closest thing that comes to the fanatic, though.
yeah,
He's the
I
closest
agree.
thing. Because
I
there ain't no
agree.
other. I'm like, damn, they did good with this guy.
Right, yeah. They did good with this guy.
He's crazy. He's crazy looking. Just
He
straight
look like
crazy.
he's from Frankfurt and Cotman.
Yeah. They probably seen somebody look like that and just made the costume.
Frankfurt and Cotman. They said, yo, there it is right there. Just put a helmet on him.
Yo, that's exactly what happened.
Oh man, like it's so many good like vids of like Gritty with stuff, like doing stuff. Yo, I agree. He's like the negative Philly fanatic. Because the Philly fanatic is always positive and good and always playful. Not Gritty.
Bro, he be there throwing popcorn on everybody. The game that I went, he like grabbing popcorn, throwing it at people while they walk by. I'm like, yo, this boy crazy.
Gritty.
He got the dub though, first dub. That's what's up.
Man. So there you go. So the Flyers are up 3-0 in the series against the Pittsburgh Penguins. So shout out to the Flyers. Want to definitely give them that, that shout out, that love, because they don't get it too often when it comes to GNT, because we like football all day, every day, basketball. But shout out to the Flyers for them doing what they did, man. Good job, man. We definitely rooting for y'all. We're going to be constantly updating and everything when it comes to the Flyers throughout their whole entire playoff run. But besides that, for the ones that did not see our cover art this week for this episode, we talked about VJ already, but it's the other man that's right there in the corner on the right. Mr. Wheeler. Back this week officially. And man, dude, the Phillies need this man to play, because they are stinking it up right now. Laugh my butt off, Quack. Yeah. Yo, they need this man. They need this man. If I never thought that, having your ace just not start the season would make such a big impact the way that it is right now. Because you have Nola. He's supposed to be the ace. You just signed two of your other players that's supposed to be other aces, right? This year. Game extensions this year. They're losing games like 7, 8, 9, 9 to like 1. Yo, they need wheels. They need wheels, and he's back this week. So go ahead, guys. Wherever. This is the time to shoot out y'all frustration when it comes to the Phils and what's going on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and give the microphone to y'all.
I mean, they're on a 7-game losing streak. I don't know if they even playing tonight or what. If they are, I don't know if they. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then we got bad news today. We're losing JT, going on the IL. Hopefully getting Wheeler back. Gets him a little bit of energy. But I mean, these bats is solid, man. And I mean, it is very hard to actually get behind this team, man. I mean, like I said, like I'm not invested early on with this team due to the fact that I know what they've done these last years, and I'm just like, listen, I'm waiting to September to see where we at, because this team is just so frustrating. And the thing is here we go again, because it happened last year with the Eagles saving them. You know what I mean? In the beginning of last year, because the Eagles came off of, the Super Bowl and all that stuff, right? So then this year, all the attention right now is on the 76ers and the Flyers. So they're deflecting attention away from the Phillies. So, man, look, I mean, once the 76ers wrap up and the Flyers make their little run, like the attention in that spotlight gonna be back on them. And I just think, man, this team's been underperforming for a while now. Not just this season. I mean, we had high expectations of this team going into the playoffs. They keep coming up short year after year after year. And this is what what's set on the table right now. And it's a shame, man, because you're looking at the coach possibly losing his job. GM, they talking about him now because he's the one that put the team together. It's a lot of unanswered things. And mind you, Alvarado came out the game with an injury also. And Duran, our closer that we acquired last year at the trade deadline, he's on the injury, got the injury bug as well. So it's just everyone's dropping like flies at the wrong time while we're playing below the expectations. So it's looking real bad right now.
Yeah, well, I see that game just went final. So what? That's now 8 straight losses, man. This team, man. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going on? Great that Wheeler's coming back, man. He got healthy, rehab well. I had some great, minor league starts, and now it's time to, bring the talent back up to the majors, and great to have him back in the rotation. But I don't see him, changing the bats. And it might be good with him coming. He'll come and pitch a Jim, but is the bats going to support that? He still may get the loss just because, they might not do much. They got to change. They got to change a lot, man. They got to change a lot for this team, man. Maybe it is the skipper. Maybe they got to get a new hitting coach in here, different lineup. But to start the season out like this, unless y'all just they think they're going to go on a crazy run where everything is just really ship up to what they expected this team to be, starting the season, or just the team that we supposed to have. Definitely look good on paper, man, but it's not panning out on the field. And like I said, great that Will is coming back, but I don't see it changing anything. Like I said, we need other things to happen, on the other side of the offense, versus the pitching. Then, like I said, we battling injuries now. That's a part of the sport. So when you struggling and trying to find your niche, but also injuries happen, it's just not a recipe, that's going to be good. That's a recipe for disaster. So, hopefully things change for this team, man, but right now, they don't look good.
Yeah, the thing that pisses me off about this team, bro, is the fact that we're talking about a well-seasoned veteran team where you got Harper, you got Schwarber, you got Turner, you had JT, you got these guys that been around for a while, and we're still talking about how to get it going in the beginning of the season, how to get in rhythm, how to conduct yourselves as professionals on the field, how to get the team going. And it just seems like we talking like these guys is young. Like these guys been in the game already for a long time. And it's like I just feel like they just feel like they're gonna show up and be able to play at a high level and not and put in like minimal work. Like, you know what I mean? It don't work that way. You know what I mean? And I just feel like everybody has that same mentality with this club, and it's bad because they're all getting paid. So you can't say it's somebody that feels like they're getting underpaid or anything like that. And it's just these guys just underperforming their contracts. They coming in collecting the check, underperforming, not hitting, not getting any type of run support. To your point, Wheeler comes back, he'll pitch a gem, they'll lose 2-1. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? So it's like these guys just need to step up. I don't know if there's lack of respect or whatever for the coaching, so or whatever it is, but we still playing around with lineups because this guy likes to bat lead off and that guy doesn't, and like all these crazy things. And it's like, bro, like I just think they just show up, they want to dictate where they're playing, where they're batting, and do what they want. And it's just turning into losses after losses, series after series, losing, and they just racking up, and it's gonna be a hard like today. One thing that they mentioned, they were like, oh well, there was two teams that started off like this, and they were able to win the World Series. One was the Detroit Tigers, and the other team was I forget what team it was, but it was actually the team that John Middleton put together and Turner was on, that were able to come back after this horrible start that the Phillies are having and being able to make the playoffs. One made the World Series and lost. The other one made the World Series and won. So it's still able. They were trying to gauge to see if it's too late or not. So it's still they're still capable of doing it, but with this team doing this year over year over year over year, it's just like I really don't have no faith or not instilling any trust or investing any time and jumping on board and watching game over game, because I just feel like we already know what we're gonna get in October. So
yeah. So not surprised. Now, remember I said that the surprise team to me would be the Phillies. Remember y'all laughed at me about like 3 weeks ago when I said that the surprise team would be the Phillies, because I personally didn't think that they were going to be all that good this year. But I thought that was going to be good enough for them to make a surprise run. For the at least towards the playoffs, at least towards the pennant. Things got to turn around. We'll see what happens. Maybe.
They surprise you the other way around.
Right.
We the bad news bears.
Yeah, all true. But I'm going to switch it over a little bit. I want to turn this right over to you, Tone. You saw a little brief preview of it, but to the people in the back that may not know, about 3 years ago, Tone literally was the absolute biggest Cowboys fan you can possibly ask for. In fact, there wasn't another Cowboys fan out there that I knew personally that I hated to see during the season if the Eagles lost than that man right smack in the center of your screen right now. Tone, the promoter, I hated him when he was a Cowboys fan. Right now, at this moment, 3 years later, he is not representing the Cowboys at this moment. Why? He said not too long ago, as long as the owner of the Cowboys is still around, he will not be a fan of the Cowboys. So as long as he's alive or still owning the team without retiring, Tone would not support the Dallas Cowboys. Joel, am I right with that? That's what he said, right?
You are absolutely right, and his wish almost came true.
It almost did. What are we talking about? This is what we're talking about. Give me a second. I didn't want to record the video just in case. I just wanted just that. So Bill Clinton is over in the facilities, right? Yeah, he was, bro. Now, Sean, it will all make sense now, right? It will make sense to you. Look at his GNT shirt. What color is it? See, it all makes sense. Pay attention to all Tone's colors, right? My man never wear green, right?
You're like, no, this 76 is blue. This 76 is blue.
Now it is. Now it is. But it definitely wasn't then. So Bill Clinton was over in the Cowboys facility, and Jerry Jones went to go and shake the man's hand. And out of nowhere, he started mumbling and bumbling and stumbling. Tone, you almost became a Cowboys fan today, bro.
Yo, I'd have been crying if he'd have fell, man. He'd have fell off that stage trying to shake Bill Clinton's hand.
He would have been at the NFL draft in the war room
Yeah, the next
break on the wheelchair.
Or he'd have been hooked up in the IV and been cameras.
He would have still been making the pick. Literally. And still picked the wrong guy.
He would have definitely picked somebody. He definitely still did that thing from the hospital bed for sure.
That's real crazy. That's real crazy. But yeah, you almost was a Cowboys fan again, Tone. It was that close. And that step was just like 1 foot more in. Down goes Jerry. Down goes Jerry. Almost. Gotta be quicker than that. Anyway, how do you feel about almost being a Cowboys fan again, Tone? Was you happy for like a couple seconds? And then like, oh. No.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't have no thought.
I saw that video. I thought Tone immediate. Like, oh, and Joe, what? You're the one that sent it, right? Yeah. Like,
yeah, I sent it right away. I said all the Cowboys fans almost got their wish. Jerry Jones finally getting away from the team. Like, oh man.
Oh, you're flabbergasted, bro. That's okay. It's okay, bro. Look, just always remember this, Sean. No one in this world is perfect, right? And every single Philadelphian that's a Cowboys fan or a Lakers fan, that's just proved to us that no one in this world is perfect. There you go. Lesson done for the day. From Caparoni himself. Appreciate you. So, with all that being said, it's about that time. How time flies for us. I know we started the show late. It was my fault. It was super late. But it was a good time still regardless. We got a chance to talk some Sixers. We shout out the Flyers, and we're praying for the Phillies. It was a good night regardless. We're praying.
We're praying for
They need more than Wills. They need more than Wills. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They need Wills, planes, trains, all those Wills.
They might need the Pope to come bless the diamond. Need to have
a Wills in the prayer. It is what they need. But hey, shout out to our Instagram family. D-Boy showed up. Lil Marion showed up. A whole bunch of my people showed up. I just didn't have an opportunity to actually kind of like shout them out as we went. But all of our main people was there. So we definitely appreciate all of y'all guys for showing up with us. Sean, appreciate you hanging tight with us, man, this whole entire night as we went along with everything. See, that's your fault, Tom.
Wait, what's my fault?
Probably being the perfect thing, you know what I mean?
What's my fault?
Gotta do better. We're going to give you another chance next week. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be flabbergasted, Sean. It's all right. But shout out to Sean. Shout out to my man with the toilet paper issue. Shout out to... Great. Hey, we regardless, we appreciate y'all.
For the FB. Damn.
And regardless, we appreciate everything that just added to the conversation that we had tonight. Don't forget to show up and show out when it comes to our pop-up shop, which you can find right there. Hey, look at that. So right there in the corner is our over there. Right there in the corner is our QR code for our pop-up shop. I don't know if you Joel, where it's pointing at, but for me, it's like right there. But right there is our QR code for our pop-up shop. There you can find all kinds of GNT paraphernalia. And when you purchase that paraphernalia, we want to see that paraphernalia on our IG. So make sure when you purchase, go to our IG, post a picture of you in our GNT gear, and we'll definitely highlight you and thank you personally on that show, man. We'll definitely appreciate you so much. Sean, the show starting late. No, it was just for today.
That wasn't my fault. I think that's what he said was my fault. The show started.
Oh.
That wasn't my fault.
It was Tone's fault.
Damn.
Yeah. There you go. No, it was my fault for real. It was my fault. I had to do something with my daughter today. She had her last concert as a senior in high school, so I had to be there for her for that. So, but regardless, I appreciate you so much, Sean, for being there with us this whole entire show, and everybody else that shows up and go ahead and watch the episode as well. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's how we grow this channel even more to reach more people, so we can celebrate with y'all, especially with this football season coming up. Draft starts tomorrow. Whoa, some craziness is going to happen. You may see some vids and stuff like that with your boys starting this week as well. I mean, starting tomorrow, if anything crazy happens. So I'm looking forward to all that. But just in case, Bird Gang, what you guys say to the people?
Hey, listen, thank you guys for tuning in on another episode GNT Sports Talk. As you already know, Bird Gang checking out. Thank you.
Y'all already know, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping into GNT Sports Talk, man. We'll see y'all next week. And I accept your apology, Sean. And you got to do better next week because it wasn't my fault this week. But no, man, appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in, man. Once again, we'll be back same time, same channel next week, man. But what is it this Friday, man? It's April 24th, and that is my show, Laugh the Pain Away. Tickets are still available. Hit me up, DM me if you need the ticket link. Like I said, tickets still available. This show is April 24th. This Friday, 8 o'clock at the World Stage Live, down 30th and Walnut. Me and my guy, Ken Jones, will be down there, man, with the poet. Her name's Maui, and comedian Shane, man. Y'all remember him from Def Comedy Jam and the Jamie Foxx Show, man. So tap in with me, Tone the Promoter. Check us out next week, GNT Sports Talk. We'll be back. Let's get it.
Once again, to all my peoples, we appreciate y'all so much for tuning in with us. Where would we be without y'all guys? I promise you we wouldn't be anywhere. Continue to celebrate with your boys as the Sixers keep on doing what they're doing, and when the Flyers go ahead and keep on doing what they're doing. And, hey, look, let's sweep them, yo. Let's sweep them. But, hey, until next time, God bless every single one of y'all. Until next week, yeah.